after a stunning defeat. Hillary Clinton talks to her donors on a conference call today and says the letters from FBI Director James Comey were just too much to overcome in the final days of the campaign, calling them double whammies leading up to her defeat. CNN's Jeff Zeleny is right now on the phone with us with more details on this call. So, Jeff, what more was said?
Well, good afternoon, Frederica. Hillary Clinton was making her first comment to some of the top donors who really funded this effort. These were members of her National Finance Committee. She called earlier this afternoon, and she did explain one of the reasons for her loss, she said, was that series of back-to-back letters from the FBI director, really in the 11th hour of the campaign. She said that first letter, which came on Friday, October 28th, that said he was going to take another look at her email controversy involving some potentially new emails on Huma Abedin's computer. She said that simply stopped her surge that she'd been enjoying in the month of October. It stopped it cold after her debates, after that, those controversial words from Donald Trump were echoing everywhere. She said that simply turned off some voters. But she said, sort of more surprisingly, it was that second letter from the FBI director saying that there was no evidence of wrongdoing that came about 9 days later on the Sunday before the election that she said may have even been a bigger problem, that it fired up Trump supporters. So that was one of the reasons she gave for her defeat. Not all of them. She said there were other headwinds she could not overcome, but that was simply one of the reasons she believes she lost this campaign, Frederica.
And so, Jeff, is she kind of making the rounds with this conference call coming after her conference call last night with her campaign staffers? Is she sort of making the rounds to people who have supported her in different areas with this explanation, along with a big thanks for being behind her?
She definitely is. She talked to some supporters last night on a call. She appeared at a thank you party for her campaign staffers in Brooklyn last evening and thanked all of them. And that's what the call was today as well. It was also a call to urge them to stay involved, to keep fighting the fight, if you will. But, Frederica, in any loss like this, certainly a staggering loss like this and a surprising one to many people, there is a lot of finger pointing. And other Democrats I've been talking to over the last several days say that, a good portion of the blame also rests with Hillary Clinton and her campaign themselves, not simply the FBI director. There were more than 200 counties across the Rust Belt that flipped from President Obama in 2012 to Donald Trump in 2016. And many Democrats, a lot of whom were Bernie Sanders supporters, believe that she simply did not tap into that economic hurt, if you will, the anger, the fear in the electorate. So the FBI director's letter potentially is one reason, of course, but a loss like this, Frederica, is never born out of one thing alone. So this is just simply one thing that we'll, be looking at really in the weeks and months to come about how the Democratic Party rebuilds, because it is as decimated as it's been in generations.